Join us now for the Inside Swoop. The episode's just begun. There'll be chats of the girls with our captain who will dig up all the dirt on you just for fun. So let's find out what is in store. Embarrassing stories, jokes and more. We'll leave you laughing till your ribs are sore when you're hanging with the Inside Swoop. So sit back, go get loose with the Inside Swoop.
It is good to be back. Feels like old times. Not good times, Swanee, but old times to have you back in the studio today. But Hooks and Swanee with us, Corm. Very exciting.
Huge day.
Is that the best intro you got? Gee whiz.
She's
This
a bit salty.
This has gone real downhill since you took over.
Salty as hell. Get ready, listeners. There's going to be a few digs today. But Cormy, if you would like to start us off.
Yeah, so quickly before we get going into the fun stuff, I'll just quickly acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Whadjuk Noongar people. We, all of us, follow a long line of people that have had important and light-hearted conversations on this country, and we pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging.
Perfect.
Back to you.
Thank you, Corm. Now, Swanee, I know you're salty, but it is great to have you back in the studio and back on the potty. Did you think it was going to take 3 episodes for you to get back on? Or you thought you'd be back on first ep?
I thought second that you'd have to bring me back to bring the ratings back up, but
That's
I
a
thought
good point.
you'd give it another chance and then,
well-
like call up a guest on my own podcast. I don't know if this has ever happened before.
To be fair, yeah, Schmitty and Schmitty brought the ratings up after Bella Lewis. That sort of went downhill from there. But, yeah, big shoes to fill this week, mate. That's why we had to bring Hooks on with you, just in case you went up for it. But Hooks, welcome. You've been begging to be on here for weeks, months.
3 years.
3
Three
years,
bloody
yeah.
years, and you finally give me the call up.
Yeah. This is your 6th year in AFL, and this is your first podcast.
It is, actually. It is. In for a treat.
There's a reason. No, just joking, Hooks. We love you. But great to have you both on here. And first of all, we're just going to talk about a little bit about what's happening at the club.
Yeah, so I guess the biggest news of the day is the fixture. So the fixture dropped today. What were your initial thoughts, Hooks?
Oh, look, really good, actually. I'm pretty excited. We finally got a fixture. I'm actually a little bit surprised that it did come out today. We're used to it being pushed back quite a number of times, so it's pretty exciting that we've got it. But no, it's nice to have 3 home games. Brisbane up first, the reigning premiers. It's going to be, a good front up, and it will give us a good gauge of where we're actually at. So that's exciting. And, Gold Coast round 2 and round 3 Adelaide plays on my birthday. So there you go.
Oh, I think there's another birthday game in Amara Cameron as well. I think round 1's her birthday as well, so that's huge too. Swanee, what were your thoughts?
Well, we only actually travel twice, so we're going to feel like what Collingwood does every year. So it's going to be great.
Glad she's not just salty. That's cool.
No, it is. It's really good to have, like Hook said, 3 home games to kick us off, and all games at Mineral Resource, and then obviously the Derby at Optus, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, huge. And you touched on the fact that we'll have sort of an extended interstate trip. What are going to be the highlights for you, do you reckon?
I think it's just going to be like a holiday, isn't it? All of us together, living
No
the dream.
training.
No.
I mean, what? Sorry. Yeah,
I was
heaps
thinking-
of training.
Yeah, no work. Everyone. Yeah, I think we're going to have a good time, so that'll be good. At the moment, it's only 2 weeks, which I think is the perfect amount of time. Anything longer, I'm going, I'm going to get sick of you guys. But, anything shorter, I think it'll go too quick. So I think it's the perfect balance there, 2 weeks.
And one of the quirks of this fixture is they've released 9 out of the 10 matchups, but there's a mystery round that's yet to be released for round 10. So I might just get all of you to put in your guess for who you think we're going to match up against with in round 10. So the remaining teams that aren't fixtured against us for 2022 are Carlton, North and GWS. So we can come back to this in a couple of days when they do announce the mystery fixture. But who do you reckon will play?
So they're the only 3 we don't play through the regular
So far,
season.
yes, in the fixtures
There you
named.
go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, there you go.
It's educational. this
I reckon
podcast.
it'll be a classic stitch-up. We'll play Freo again. That's just
What
my
about you?
guess.
What about you, Hooks?
I clearly read it wrong because I thought round 10 we were playing the Western Bulldogs and it just had to be confirmed the
Oh, no,
time.
that's
round
round 9.
Oh, there you go.
There
That's
you
how
go.
with it I am.
Jeez.
Stab in the dark. I'm going to go GWS.
Stab in the dark, bit close to home for you, Hooks, but
Wow.
what about
Well
you, Swanee?
done, Catherine Orme.
What about you, Swanee?
I'd like to play the Giants.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Schmitty's first year here, so that'd be good. And obviously, Mads and I played for them before, so
And you're just dying to get back
Bit
to
of a-
Blacktown
bit
International
of a-
Sports Park.
I love that place. What do you mean?
Hopefully we hub there. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Jeez.
We can just fly in and out to Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, put us up.
Jeez.
Perfect. All right, so what else is going on at the club? Paris, we've been delayed in recording this potty because you've been in the islands. Where have you been? Tell us about it.
Ruckmas Island. No, I was Christmas in Cocos. It was great. It was crabs galore. It was a scary time, but it was good fun. To be honest, on a serious note, the communities over there were unbelievable and the kids were great. But recommend for all. Holiday, it feels like out of WA, but it's in WA. Take your own food unless you're a mad fisher and pretty good at it like me, but Swanee hooks, take your own food. But no, highly recommend, and it was great fun, but it was away from here for a week, and I'm sorry that we had to delay the podcast, but you can't do it without the co-host.
So just on that trip though, Paz, what was your role? Because I saw a lot of Nick Nat and his girlfriend photos all over Instagram, knowing that you were obviously over there with Nick.
Yeah, so they knew that I had the
photographer. Or?
Yeah, iPhone 11 Pro Max. So they said, Paz, you want to go on the trip, mate? Because you're not going to have range, but we need someone with a good camera eye. So they made it. Well, Britt made it really easy. Nick was a little bit harder to get good photos of, but Britt made it extremely easy. There are a few photos that were taken of me that were deleted straight afterwards. Yeah, but no, it was good fun being a photographer for a couple of days.
Paris, do you want to tell us about the letter that you got sent from one of the students at the school you went to?
Yes, good hooks, good. I like.
Sorry, are you the host or the guest right now?
This is why you weren't invited on, Hooks. I knew you'd turn this on to me. But just quickly, there was 2 cards given to Nick and I. Nick's was this beautiful portrait of Nick, and around the side it said 100% best AFL player. Nick Natanui wrote, correctly spelt his name, in this huge A3 piece of paper. I get the same size piece of paper, but the photo of me is 1/16 of the size of the page. It's a stick figure with a boy's haircut, and it says Paris Lilarori, and it says, I actually couldn't really read it, but it said,
"You are okay. You must be for the Dokers."
So, if you can't see the difference between AFL and AFLW, I'll get a photo up of those 2 cards for you, and that represents it pretty well.
Paz, one of the things you did miss while you were away with Britt and Nick was photo day. And I've seen the
Thank
shot.
God you weren't here for that.
No. Well, it's worse. It's worse, the Photoshop.
Yeah, well, that's correct. So you've been photoshopped into our team photo, as well as Hayley Bullis. She's also been photoshopped in. But you're not happy with where you placed.
Well, see, initially they just put my head on top of someone, and I was like, look, you can tell that it's on there. But usually I'm in the back row because I'm a huge ruck. But this time, because leadership, I'm down the bottom, and I look like a small giant down there. I'm next to Hooks. I think it's Hooks and Bows on either side of me or something.
Yeah.
And I'm literally 2 heads taller than everyone in the front row. It just looks ridiculous. It's just madness. Put me in the middle.
Being an important
Put me
person,
right in the
Paz.
middle. Why was Mickey Pryor in the middle and I wasn't? I'm the tall one.
I don't know if that's going to solve your problem, mate.
No, it looks ridiculous, but can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be a good, fun story, hey? It'll be hilarious to look at.
And one of your other good mates was mic'd up since you were absent as well.
Oh, Stubbsy. How was that, girls? How was Stubbsy mic'd up?
She spent the whole time walking around with the vest on her chest, and it was like she felt the need to push her boobs, or just like I've done with the mic,
Just like that.
into the face of every person she was trying to speak to get the mic too close. And so she was standing in the row behind me the whole time trying to get some info out of me, trying to get me to say something. And she's essentially thrusting the back of my head with her boobs, and Mick Pryor as well. And we were having a joke about it. We're going, what are you doing, Stubbsy? And by the time we clued on, we went, oh, here we go. And she just kept going and going. But she did get the best bit of audio content from Belinda Smith, but it did get cut out of the final recording, which was really disappointing.
Well, who was she talking about?
B. Smith was talking about, she did a wine
It
tasting.
would have been good coming from B. Smith
Yeah,
too.
it
Wouldn't have been bad. Yeah.
She wouldn't have held back.
She was talking about a wine tasting she did, and she described the wine as, we've got to get it right, fruity. Was one of the words, fruity something, and then she followed up with going, just like me.
Oh, wow,
Doesn't
I
have a
can't-
self-confidence issue.
No, but I also can't wait for that to get edited out of this podcast.
Yeah, me too.
The media team cuts it out of the photo day, but we just air it on the
Yeah,
podcast.
it's all right. This one gets played late at night.
Still good to talk about. And Paz, the other thing you missed, in fact, 3 out of 4 of us missed it as well, was the 2K time trial. I was crook. You were in the island.
I was come back from Ireland.
And Swanee had like 800 jobs the night before on night shift, so I think
Oh,
best that
yeah,
she
you had a
didn't
couple
run.
of small bin fires or something, did you, mate? That's right.
Some really good
Couple of
excuses
cats
coming
in
out from you
trees
three
and
right
stuff
now.
like that,
I
stuff
actually
like that.
did feel horrible because of all the days that you rock up, you don't even let anyone know you're going to be late because I didn't have my phone with me, and you rock up late. It's the 1K time trial. So 100% everyone thought I'd done it on purpose.
Oh, we all saw
But-
it coming. And as soon as you were late, we were like, classic Swanee, always doing this on 2K time trial day.
And what are we going to be like? No, we checked all the dumpsters. None of them were on fire. Is that what we're going to say?
Yeah, to be fair. I heard about no fires that night.
Well, you missed out on an absolute treat of a morning.
Gosh, yeah. I'm sure it was great.
You would enjoy it. Hooks.
But we did a 2K time trial bike instead.
And Paz, let me just check. Was this your first ever time trial victory?
Oh, 100%. And Charlie Thomas tried to steal it from me.
Yeah.
She reckons we came in draw. I think she came in a couple of seconds after, but that's okay.
And so how long does it take you to ride 2 kilometres on a bike?
Well, I actually didn't check my time right as we finished, but I reckon it must have been around the 3-minute mark because once I looked back later, it was 3:18.
That's moving.
But I think everyone finished. You finished third, I believe, Swanee.
I would have been up there, I think.
But I don't
I
know.
think
Did
if
you
it
check
went
your
down
time?
to the wire, I reckon I might have pipped you just a little bit. But you called, yep, done, before you'd actually gotten to the Ks. But we expect that from you, Paz, so it's all good. Yeah, around the 3-minute mark.
That's cool. We'll do a rerun. That's cool, mate.
We're on tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, we're on tonight.
It's a different one tonight. You actually will, looking at that shirt, you actually will do well in tonight's challenge.
Someone stitched me up with this small.
Look,
I'm so embarrassed.
those are words I've said before. And at the end of the day, you can't blame anybody else because they ask you what size.
Yeah.
And you tell them what size.
This club loves a small shirt stitch up. They don't-
Or an ultra big shirt stitch up.
Yeah, true.
It only goes 2 ways.
Just sizing stitch ups in general. Love it.
Funny. Now, Paz, I was at the BBL the other day. WBL, sorry, let me be clear. As the Perth Scorchers won, good on them, how good, well, Western Australia, yeah. And what they do in the BBL is the leading wicket taker and the leading run scorer wear a special hat. So they both wear a yellow hat. So I think, and obviously, Nicole Livingston's going to hear this because she's a huge fan of the show.
Number one.
I think we should pick 3 sort of stats, and then in the AFL, the leading stat holder across each line should wear yellow socks, so that you know
I rate
they're
that.
the winner. Hooks is
Yeah.
looking so confused now. Let me explain this a bit more. So Hooks, when you're the leading disposal getter across the league after round 1,
You should wear yellow socks.
round
or
2,
something.
you wear yellow socks.
Yeah.
That's a terrible idea. It attracts more attention to yourself. And
No, it's just good for viewing, good for the fans.
it brings back bad memories of having to wear the fluoro cap when you're the concussed player out in the training track. So we can stay away from bright colours.
I've never had to
And
wear it
extra
since
I
I played
rate
in
it.
footy.
I like that. I think leading goal scorer,
Yep.
absolutely, of the round, maybe different coloured shorts or socks or something.
Yeah.
We were saying that maybe you have 3, one from each line. So disposals, goals and spoils or something along those lines, because otherwise it's what do we give the backs?
You need to give the
Intercept
back some
marks
love.
or something.
Yeah, that could be,
Maybe
yeah.
kick-ins.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about any of those, Baz.
Ridiculous.
Or
I say.
should there be one for the tall gals? Do you need hitouts?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I think we
actually, hit outs
stand
would be
out
good.
enough. Oh, you could do, but it's then it's only out of the rucks.
Oh, but then you could have an extra long pair of socks for your shin guard.
Okay. I'm busy that week. Dana Hooker, you've been begging us to come on here, so we thought we'd better make it a good time for you. But just recently, I saw an adorable video come out, 3 young kids, and they spoke about Mara Cameron, how she's such a favourite player of theirs, and they spoke about you as well. And they had a really, really nice message at the end. Looks like they're really looking out for you. What was the message they gave you?
Well, the youngest of the 3 kids that I've all actually met in person, really lovely family, but she decides to call out, "Don't play with knives, Dana Hooker." And it's actually the most adorable thing ever, but also slightly concerning that kids I feel like I've set a really poor example for the young kids playing with knives, and they felt the need to say
I
that.
agree.
You've set a horrible example. And that's why we haven't been able to have you on the podcast. We had to let the dust settle, and now we're allowed to have you back on. This video's popped up, and we didn't know if we could still have you on today.
And if we were going to make a safety manual for you, Dana Hooker, what else would we have to add to that list? Because I think we'd also have to say to you, don't eat couscous, Dana Hooker. What other things we need to put on the list?
Couscous, it falls onto the list now. I would say bikes, stationary bikes, yes.
And tell us
cycling adventures.
Tell us about the
no.
couscous.
Yeah, what happened? How did that go down?
I took a grab-and-go meal from, dinner after training. Anyway, I was in a hurry to get home. Alice was waiting up for me. I just heated it up in the microwave. I was somewhat shouting at her to get her little bum into bed. As I was doing that, I was sort of taking a spoonful of the dinner, which was, that real fine couscous. And I
Don't
breathed
blame the
in.
dinner, Dana. Do
I
not blame the
breathed in.
dinner.
I don't know. I breathed in as I had the spoon near my mouth as I was yelling at Alice, and all of a sudden I inhaled the couscous, and I was choking for about 5 minutes trying to cough it up. Anyway, I thought I was in the clear, didn't think too much. Go 24 hours later, we had main training on the Saturday, and then I was coughing a lot, and then this coughing and this persistent cough continued for approximately 2.5 weeks, where it turns out it developed into a chest infection secondary to aspirated couscous.
Hook's got COVID from couscous.
She's had to have antibiotics for it. Do you know the best part, though, is that I rocked up to that 2K and Mickey Pryor asked me why I wasn't doing it, and all I had to say was I had couscous for dinner. And he was like, no worries, Baz, sit this one out.
Do you know, he made me, Mickey. Well, actually, no, he didn't make me. I did the yo-yo test on the week that I hadn't even started the antibiotics, and I was dying. You said it sounded like I had the black lung.
Yeah.
Anyway, did the yo-yo, didn't do overly well. I sort of pulled out midway through, which is not very much like me because I was struggling in a world of hurt. Anyway, Mick comes up to me like 3 days later and he goes, "Oh, I've just been informed by medical that you go on with a chest infection." I said, "Yeah, that's right, Mick." He's like, "Oh, I wouldn't have made you do it otherwise." And I said, "Oh, you're 3 days late on it, but I appreciate the follow-up, coach."
Do you know what's great, though, is that she says that he didn't let her not do it, but she wouldn't have even asked. She would have just pushed her and said, yeah, I'm doing the yo-yo. I had to force you out of training after it.
You did. I was keen at the time, but in the midst of it, not so keen. It got bad pretty quick.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just want to know, what is Alice sorry? Or like, I feel like the common denominator here is Alice.
Well, the girls, they were making jokes in the strapping room that week saying that I should put her up for adoption.
Oh, that's dark humor.
That
Grim.
is.
But it was Alice who you were making lunch for when the knife fell on your foot.
It was, but
Oh, the
again,
knife
my
fell.
fault. It got knocked.
I thought Alice threw it.
Fell.
Absolutely not. I knocked it in.
Don't stick up for her, Hooks.
Oh.
We know you're a mum.
I'll tell you if she threw it.
Too good. But it turns out that you actually are a bit about safety gear, because I hear that when you're gardening and whatnot, you're quite the look.
So my parents, they got me, I'm into mowing, those who have seen my place, I'm into, keeping my gardens pretty nice, mowing the lawns, all
A
that.
regular Jamie Jury.
Don Burke, I've been told.
Don Burke.
Yeah, because, a veteran at it now. But anyway, so my parents bought me for Christmas last year a new whippersnipper. And with it came some new safety gear, so some big goggles, because I'd had those eye injuries, if we forgot about that as well, and the earmuffs. Anyway, so people like to snap pictures of me and the attire that I do my gardening with, these big wraparound clear goggles, the earmuffs.
High speed, low drag.
It's quite the look,
My goodness.
What did you get for Christmas last year?
Definitely not a freaking whippersnipper. The day that I asked for a whippersnipper for Christmas is the day you put me down.
See, I didn't actually ask for it, but when I got it, I was pretty happy about it.
I think that's an
won't lie.
epic present.
Yeah.
I'd be
would,
so
yeah, she
happy
would.
with that.
Oh, God, these two. Gee whiz.
What are you asking for Christmas this year? Something very safe?
Do you know, the thing is, once kids get involved, you almost get shafted a little bit from the parents. You don't,
Bitter.
a little bit. I mean, I think the whippersnipper
Alice's
was the
fault
last
again.
gift. Yeah. Bloody Alice.
Damn, Alice.
No, I don't really ask for too much. But, a couple of nights away at Crown, Mum and Dad, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it's all about the kids. So I'm just happy with if Alice gets spoiled. I'm pretty happy.
Disclaimer. Classic.
Now, Hooks, I reckon one of the things you wouldn't mind is a new PlayStation, because I hear you're a bit of a force. What's your favourite
Don't
game?
need a new PlayStation. No. Originally, it became
Wi-Fi.
So yes,
Do you Skype while you do it?
Skype. Is Skype
you-
even
Oi,
a thing
Paz.
anymore?
It's a YouTube channel. Like people actually watch each other play
Twitch.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
So
Yeah.
I've been told if I wanted to make some extra cash on the side, I should actually start up me doing like a little
Oh my
YouTube
gosh.
channel of me.
So you're actually decent at it.
So tell us what you play. What do you
Look,
play?
No, I wouldn't say I'm decent, but I've been through the kids and things like that, roped into playing a bit of Fortnite, and I was terrible roped in on
Blaming
it.
Alice again.
And not really Alice, but just kids in general.
Oh, just the general public kids.
Classic mum sticking up for Alice again.
You
Anyway.
kids keep me so young.
I started really, really bad, but then we worked out I was actually not too bad. And then the headsets became involved and a little bit of banter behind the scenes. And so now I am, if you want to know what my character is on Fortnite. you guys are
Yes.
I had the pink teddy bear, but I didn't realise. I thought it had a big lightning bolt through its chest. It turned out it was a broken heart all along, so that was a little bit sad. But then now I've upgraded to the sparkling pink unicorn.
Okay. But what's your
Okay.
character name?
I just don't really have a name.
Oh, God.
It kind of just comes with the new characters that
This
you
is
get.
very.
Devastating.
I think this is very like left of field for Hooks.
Oh, 100%. I never
I would
pictured
never
you.
have picked it.
Do you know what I think, though? This is what I picture is that while you're playing, you're on the stationary bike. Like, at least getting a workout done at the same time.
Dripping sweat, but absolutely.
And just raging at me. She's going. She's like putting the gears up higher. She's like getting through it.
Nah, there's a lot of
Merciless.
screaming. Like when I first started, and this is maybe a real girl thing. Like people come at you, and then all of a sudden I start screaming. Anyway, it's just but it actually the PlayStation came when I had the knife injury on the foot, and so I thought I'm going to be couch bound for quite a period of time. It was pretty miserable. We were in and out of COVID, things like that. So, along came the
you kept it
PS4, and here
quiet.
we are. And
Yeah, you kept it real quiet.
I did, and
So
I
this
think,
is a hub. Do you reckon it's going to make an appearance in the hub?
yeah, I'll bring it to the hub.
Yeah.
I'll get you all
I
on
reckon
board.
you'd have a few goers. There'd be a few gamers. Sophie McDonald.
Oh, Sophie McDonald for
100%.
sure.
Yeah, there'd be a couple. Around. Now,
You're
Hooks,
welcome.
Hooks, tell us about your dog.
Oh yeah, little bastard.
What's the dog's name?
He was
How do you pronounce his name?
okay. So his formal name is Ted or Teddy, but he only really responds. I found out if you call him by this is his real name. It's Teddy. So the high pitched voice. That's what he responds to. So in the backyard, it comes out. Now it's a thing. There's no such thing as Teddy. It's
Do you know what? I actually don't think it's him responding like I better go to them. I think that's how Alice says his name and he perks up like, I got to get out of here. I got to be alert right now because I've seen your daughter with a puppy and I was scared for its life. I know she's improved, but it was a scary day for me watching, let alone that puppy that was in our arms. So I think it's more of a high alert sort of situation that's going on at home.
She loves him intensely.
Intensely. That's a good word for it.
That is a good word.
No, he's a good little dog, Teddy. Apart from the fact that he has chewed my plants, so I've had to put up fencing around my garden beds. Now he's moved from the garden beds to my beautiful, pristine, whippersnipped lawn, a mowed lawn, and there's a few random holes. I've tried burying his poo in the
yeah.
holes,
I was
but
gonna
then he
suggest
finds a new
that,
spot.
but- Yeah, okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say then Gibbo's dog comes over and starts
then
eating
eats
it.
Gibbo's going to be flat.
I love it.
And tell us what's in your garden, Don?
What's in my garden?
Yeah, what are you growing?
Oh, look, there's a bit of everything. So the front yard's very different to the backyard. A few frangipanies, a few of these purple cordyline that were beautiful until the dog ate it. Some nice outdoor furniture, Yeah, that's it.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Green grass. The greenest grass.
Yeah,
You got green grass.
I do have very green grass.
Very green grass.
And my water bill is huge.
I was going to say, I remember coming to your house being like, oh, she does not water on her watering days.
Disgraceful.
You can
Tell
see,
the Shire, Swanee.
you
tell
can
them.
see why these two get along.
Yeah, exactly. But Swanee's actually real flat because she's sticking to her watering days.
I actually was until yesterday.
And they've actually got along for a long time.
Exactly.
So you guys have known each other for like a huge, huge period. But could you take us back to the sort of Western Bulldogs, Melbourne, sort of pre-AFLW days?
11 years, I reckon. I was thinking about it today. 11 or 12, maybe?
Where-
11 years.
Where'd you first meet?
Would have been playing state women's in, I think Cairns was my first year.
Yeah.
Which is 20. We won't bring up any Cairns stories, Hooks. We'll keep them.
Don't you laugh. There's a few in there for
They're for
everyone.
another kind of podcast.
Oh, late night show.
No, we would have met,
Yeah, Cairns, I think. So that was 2013. Oh, no, it was
No.
2011.
Oh, no, it would have been
No,
2013.
13.
Yeah, 2013. Yep.
So back in the day, we didn't actually have like a state sort of what they do now. That's like fly out, like maybe like a carnival over X amount of months or whatever it is. It was 5 games in 6 days.
Yeah, we were cooked.
And it was a little bit less professional back then. So a couple of trips to Old Gilligan's.
Oh, wait,
The
how
pub in
old are you?
Cairns.
How old are you?
It was open women's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry.
So everyone was 18. So yeah, that was good. But we did room together, Melbourne Western Bulldogs.
We did. I remember, I don't remember too much. I remember we had some really good chats. And I actually think about some of the stuff that we spoke about.
I don't remember, but I do remember.
Hang on.
I'm so shy. She wouldn't have got a
No.
word out of me.
No. We had really good chats. And we were talking about professionalism back then and what that really
Been
meant.
eating a block of chocolate.
And it was. And that's where I was going to. Your tradition pre-game was to eat a block of chocolate, essentially.
It actually still is.
Whoa, okay.
It hasn't changed.
I was going to say mine used to be a Snickers bar before a game and it worked, but then Faz came in.
the night before the game, or
No,
the
before the game. Just
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It was basketball though. It's different.
oh yeah,
And I was
there's
like,
not much running.
I was
in it.
like 14 years old.
stand in the key with your arms above your head.
Okay, I was short then. Let's
No,
pull it
I
down.
do-
We're back to you two.
I do
Okay,
remember.
Get this off me.
I'm pretty sure she just stands in the middle of the ground now with
Yeah.
her arms in the air.
Not much has changed.
Just move the key to the centre circle and you're fine, mate.
Okay. Back to
You
what
never
we-
want to come back on my podcast again, Paz.
Ah, gee whiz, I'm regretting it. Back to you two.
Yeah, no, we did. We so the I do actually remember that night sitting there, and Hooks was like, oh, "You eat a block of chocolate the night before a game," and I felt so judged, but I still do it.
To be honest, I was just really disappointed at the time that you didn't offer to share it with me. I just sat there and ate the whole thing.
Like an
That's
apple, I
true
reckon
as
it would have
well.
been too. Not even like you put a piece in your mouth. Okay, well, this is getting weird, but you let it melt or whatever, and then feel like I reckon you would have been just going.
Yeah,
going.
I do go. That's why I don't do blocks anymore. Like I don't ever buy a block because I don't actually have an off switch with chocolate. Like I can eat so much
You go
more
till it's
chocolate
done.
than a normal person. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just always buy like the bars.
Thank
like
God
a
for the
dollar,
bars coming
yeah.
in, hey?
Yeah. So I'll have that now the night before a game. Yeah,
girl.
which is a lot. It's a lot better for you
Yeah, you've grown.
With a cup of tea.
with a cup of tea.
Perfect.
What's the
Yeah.
go-to chocolate bar?
Or I usually just go whatever's on special.
God, classic Rocco.
Well, down the
I love
chocolate
that, I
aisle.
love that that's the judgment point.
But like, it's $1 bar, and she's like, oh.
Well, they're
but-
like on special from like $1.30 to $1. And I'll be like,
That's
oh,
the range.
you can only, and I'll tell myself you can only pick what's $1.
to be fair, it makes it easier to choose because otherwise
I
you'd
know
be there for
it
hours.
doesn't make sense because I don't fill up my car on cheap fuel day, but I only buy $1 chocolate.
Nutter.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Nutter.
Oh, that's interesting. And Hooks, what's your go-to chocolate? Because I've heard you're a fan of a sort of ice-cold variety of chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, my go-to is frozen Maltesers. So you buy the big family box, you stick it in the freezer, and try it if
Yeah.
you've never done it before, and it will change your world.
I'm actually super intrigued by this, but I want to know the reason. Is it for taste or is it for portion control? Because I understand if it's for portion control, because if it's that hard, it's harder to eat. It's like frozen grapes.
No,
Yeah,
no,
true.
your
yeah, but do you
theory
not
is...
think? I reckon frozen chocolate just tastes like ice.
I actually find the frozen aspect to the chocolate just takes off the edge of sweetness. So for the portion control issue, it actually makes it a lot worse because you
For
can
those
quite
of you-
easily eat the whole box.
Oh, I wasn't struggling before with the sweetness, but thanks. I'll try it.
Try it. Blow
I
your
don't, I
mind.
don't know how to weigh in on this one.
Interesting.
And Swanee, did hear about a bit of attempted sort of fan mail that you were going to send into the
Have
footy
you
club.
seen it all?
Yeah.
Well, that I did see.
It's here in abundance.
I saw a big sort of pile with a like a rubber band around it, like lots of different sort of shapes. Looks like lots of like letters cut out of a magazine that like the Joker would write, sort of ransom note style.
Bring Swanee
It's-
back. It's trending on Twitter. Nick Liv weighed in. She's a long-time listener of the podcast.
Nick Liv, yeah, my girl.
Sorry, Nick Liv.
Hashtag bring Swanee back onto the podcast.
That's what she wants. Anyway, it's good to have you back.
But we did hear from a certain someone that you were thinking about sending your own letter in.
All right.
To start the trend of it and get yourself back on the podcast. We're glad it hasn't come to that.
I was desperate, okay? I had massive FOMO.
Well, you get more bees with honey, Swan. Now, I feel like, Swanee, you're always raving about your job. I've got the best job in the world. Today I just watched 8 movies at the station. Today I just did this. Today I played tennis all day. Today we had a big cook-up. Oh, yeah, good. Sounds good. I was just slaving away at my desk like a tiny little sim in the Sims world. But I reckon you've had a bit of a rough stretch because you've had a fair bit to fight the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's funny because it's one of those jobs, obviously, you can't plan when it's going to come. But I think there's starting to become a pattern. Like when I've got something on or I need to get to training for those 2 1Ks, something's going to happen.
And you're not mad about it.
And I'm just going to stick with that theme for the next couple of years, okay? No, there's obviously that big warehouse fire that kicked off on the weekend, which covered the city in black smoke, which was pretty epic, actually. We were first truck to arrive to. Luckily, obviously, no training or anything that day, so we were held back on a bit of overtime. But I was lucky. Gooch came in for the day shift and relieved me off the night duties. And, yeah, I went home and then went back to work that afternoon. But, yeah, huge job. Not the best way to recover on a Sunday after we've just played match sim on the Saturday. So, in all seriousness, it actually is hard to juggle at times, but yeah, then there are times you watch a couple of movies and have cook-ups and play tennis and do all the fun things.
It is tough when Wes is telling us to ice bath and you're heading into burning buildings. It's kind of, you're actually just denying him.
Well, yeah, it doesn't take much either. Like even just the PPC we wear, you wear it for 15, 20 minutes and you're probably down 1.5 kilos in sweat, like body weight sort of thing.
So if you'll come there,
it's a lot of water to
If you had to compare like fighting that factory fire on the weekend to like something in footy, would you say it's like the first sort of that first 5 minutes of footy where no one has any breath, everyone's just running out of everything and your body is just like at 100 the whole time? Like what's it like?
It is, that's a good question. The difference is in footy, you actually can stop. Like there's no one actually forcing you to do what you're doing. Like we saw in the vision the other day. Like I just stopped running, didn't make it to the next stoppage. You can actually do that in football. Whereas when you're at a job like that, it's a bit harder. You do rotate crews, so you're not sort of like working yourself into the ground. But certainly that one, because we were the first crew to get there, there was probably an hour of solid work. And it's just the heat more than anything. You can sort of get, if you're on the end of a hose, like it's not too bad. You're standing still. You can crouch down, take a bit of weight off your feet. It's all good. It's just the heat. Like that's sort of, And there's no escaping it.
Because obviously in such a flammable environment, does the gear that you wear, does it tend to be as tight as that shirt? Or
Very good. I'm going to talk to Rachel. I need at least a large before the presentation night.
I can't wait to see her.
Wait, and it's
doing
lucky
captain's speech in that shirt.
And it's lucky she's sitting down because it's actually sort of a midriff on her.
It's fashionable. It is.
Belly button out.
Very good.
I like it. Oh, too good.
Oh, funny.
Now, we like to chirp between ourselves and that sort of thing and in our team. And I never chirp other teams because I'm not good at it and I get scared they'll come back for me. But you love a centre circle chirp.
Yeah, but rephrase that because I don't chirp first. I only
but you often
I don't
chirp
start
to
it,
me.
I just finish it.
But you often chirp to me too. Yeah. And I'm trying to line up against these monstrous other rucks and all I've got is Swanee in my ear telling me I'm either looking good there or all this different stuff about appearance or what's happening between other players going on. And I'm like trying not to giggle while I'm also trying to get the confidence to leap into this girl. It's tough.
I think the best is like last year when I think it was Geelong. We kind of had won that at 3/4 time. So I sort of do get up and about. I get carried away a little bit. Probably not the best sportsmanship at some.
You might have got carried
stages.
away in the Geelong game at some stage.
But the chirp is like you can just see the opposition team just really awkward.
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
It's never personal. It's more like my aim is to just take their thoughts away and just be like, what the heck What's wrong with
And
it?
then pull it up. Yeah, let's go.
It's like your Instagram comments, isn't it? They're just a bit weird and awkward.
Pretty much,
Got her.
yeah.
Got her fair
Very
bump.
good.
Got her.
Very good.
Too good.
And
too
Hooks,
good.
what about you? So you guys have been in a lot of centre bounces together, a lot of stoppages together, but you obviously let Swanee do the talking. But if you hear that, particularly from an oppo, do you react, or like does it throw you off, or like, sorry, you're not going to lose focus at all?
No, I've had my fair bit of chirp over the years with people saying things to me, but I found the best technique, and I just stick by this, is I just don't respond. I just run off.
You
And
just
then
got the
eventually
footy.
they get really tired from running
Get
and
the
they
blink,
stop
put the
talking.
blinkers on.
Yeah, it is a
Swanee,
bit
sort
boring.
that one out.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit boring in that department. I really don't say too much at all. So.
Well, you don't have to say much when you got the footy hooks, do you? That's pretty good.
Swanee chirps a lot.
I'm going to take that one on as feedback.
Do you know what else I've got feedback for you?
Oh, God.
Maybe try an RSVP when you get invited to the Brownlow, mate.
Oh.
That was the worst. That was
How?
the worst. I don't know. I'm a very busy person. But I did get to the day of the Brownlow going, did I RSVP?
Do you reckon she's, midway through a tennis sort of rally or something at work, and there's a cook-up happening, and she got the message through, like, Brownlow, invitation. She's like, I'll get to it, busy.
The worst. Thank goodness when I got to the front door, because I'm like, it's not even a joke. Like, I actually did not RSVP.
So
at
you
all.
walked down the red carpet
With your dad.
with your dad.
With my dad. So dad
He
has
looks
been-
good, by the way.
Don't even talk about her dad, please.
Yeah, so dad had known that he was coming for a couple of weeks. So excited.
So was I.
So
You're unwell. You are unwell.
he goes out to hire his tux and bow tie. Ends up buying a whole get up.
Gee whiz.
Just wants the full thing.
Right.
So excited all day. Has called me 10 times leading up to it. Can't wait for the Brownlow. Yep, Dad's gonna be great. I get ready at home in the car on the way up there. Oh, I hope I RSVP'd to this. Messaged Cowan. Do I need like a ticket or something? She goes, no, mate, you should be right. Name's on the door. Easy, done. Get to the door. Our name is not on the door.
So where are you? Paint the whole picture for us. Where are you?
At the entry into Optus.
At the gate, the stadium
Yeah,
gate.
at a stadium gate.
The worst part, though, is that the people have come to watch
Oh,
everyone
it's
come
packed.
in. So if she has to then turn around, walk back and get into an Uber, everyone's seeing it.
Oh, like I'm saying, we've got a line of AFLM players behind me waiting to give their names to enter. And I'm like, are you sure? Emma Swanson? Russell Swanson, you sure we're not on the list?
What did they say?
They're like, no, you're not on the list. And then I was like, can you check under maybe Michelle Cowan? And they're like, oh, yep, we've got Michelle and Chris. And there was a part of me that was going like, yep, that's us. But I didn't. They ended up calling and getting another seat chucked on the table, and it all ended up going okay. But yeah, it was a bit of a, oh my God, this is going to be a long walk back to the car before the Brownlow has even started.
Do you reckon when it's back in Melbourne, I could just rock in and say Emma Swanson, and they go, oh, she's done this before, let her know.
I'm surprised you didn't call Nick Liv.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I was close. I was going to exhaust all avenues before I walked back to the car.
So
It
good.
was horrible. Not the finest. I'll never do it again, put it that way.
Too
funny.
good. But your dad was there, and luckily enough, Gibbo's dad was not there, because we've heard there's been a bit of beef.
Yeah, old geezer.
Can you take
Geezer
us
and
through it?
Russ. They're good mates now, and they always have been. So I'll preface it with
Okay.
that. But yeah, there was a Gibbo and I have a bit of a laugh about it. Dad actually laughs about it quite often. It's a kind of a bit of a running joke in our family too. Like it's a dinner time thing that gets brought up regularly. But yeah, there was a game, Swan Districts East Freo. This is maybe 2016, and back in the Waffle W days, it was my dad and Gibbo's dad in the crowd, and that was it. There wasn't many people. Both at the bar, Dad having the time of his life, and there's just been a collision with me and another girl, and she was on the ground and I was on the ground, and the play stopped. Like people came out onto the field. Like Dad was, when I sort of came to, I'd been knocked out. When I came to, like I saw Dad's feet, like he's standing on the oval. It was intense.
Oh, Russell's feet.
Yeah, but apparently between the bar and getting to me laying on the ground on the oval, there'd been a bit of an altercation with with Gibbo's dad, old geezer, he I think had a bit to say about me running into this other girl, and then Dad, couple of frothies.
Couple of waters
deep. Couple of waters deep. A few
Couple
brown
of Rocco-
lemonades into
couple
him.
of Rocco waters.
A few brown lemonades into him. Yeah, he obviously retaliated. There was a bit of a verbal altercation between the two of them. So that's always good. But they were actually long-time friends before that, because the under-18s OGs, so the Breslins and myself and the Gibbos, that all of our parents used to travel when we travelled. So all the parents would spend the week together as well. So they knew each other quite well. It's all good now. They catch up every now and then. So.
Hey, are you really friends unless you've had a little bit of beef?
Oh,
Probably
exactly.
not. Especially not in Rockingham, but probably not anywhere really. Now,
Dad will be so stoked. He's had such
oh,
a big segment.
I'm
Yeah.
so stoked he has.
He's still not as stoked as wanting to be on the show.
He's actually in next week, but Corm's not here either.
It's just a little something else.
Now we've got our classic quiz.
What's the classic quiz? Sorry, I haven't been listening to
Oh,
it since I got
don't
kicked
lie!
Oh,
Don't
get
lie,
out of here.
mate.
Spare me, Emma Swanson.
You're going to be choosing between Belinda Smith or Ash Mack.
for the whole quiz.
Whole quiz.
quiz.
This is a bit weird, choosing between our teammates.
Thanks for the feedback.
Why do you think the podcast's so popular? Okay, because we're bringing the real and the raw stuff. You have to answer as quick as you possibly can. You're both going to answer at the same time. Call me and I'll probably give a bit
This
of
is
ooh
going to
and
be so
ah.
hard to listen to, but yeah, good.
No,
I like it.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. I hope it's fun. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to say who's most likely
Okay,
to,
got you now.
or
Okay,
who
got you.
would.
I'm all over
And the
it.
reason, Paz, we're doing
gonna be
Belinda
so
Smith
much editing.
and
Lucky we can
Ash
kick the
McCarthy
ball.
is because they're roommates.
Yes.
They're also physios. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of another similarity, but
So in the before we did
the two Rundle Moles from
oh
Amber
Amber-
Ward,
Amber
yeah,
Ward.
Amber Ward and
Sorry, must have
Lauren
missed that
Gauchi.
one.
Yeah. So we're doing buddies up.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Whose music would you rather listen to?
B.
B.
Smith.
Smith.
Okay.
All right. Who has their apps organised into folders on their phone?
B. Smith.
Oh, no. Ash. Or neither. They're both messy. Their lockers are right near mine.
Too good. All right. Quickly. Who sweats more?
Ash Mack.
Okay.
Irish.
She's not a fan of the sun.
Yeah.
Who would you prefer to cook your dinner?
Oh, Ash.
Ash Mack.
I saw
I've
B.
heard-
Smith
no.
doing the pasta, the
No.
spaghetti.
I've heard
Ramen.
B. Smith talk about her ramen, and she makes it from the packet.
No, see, I saw a video of them doing pasta from
homemade
scratch.
pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was B. Smith doing it. But anyway, who would be a better Uber driver?
B. Smith.
Are you joking?
B.
She would spray people left, right, and centre if they did anything wrong in her car.
Didn't Ash Mack prang her car, the club car?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't get there safely, but I mean it'd be a pleasant drive.
You're not paying their insurance.
Come on.
At least Ash wouldn't be able to understand what you're talking about in the back seat.
Oh, mate, she still doesn't understand what you're talking about in the front seat.
All right.
Who talks to the coach more?
B. Smith. 100%.
B. Smith.
Have you not been in our team meetings?
All that's asking questions. I don't know if
like-
that's speaking to the coach.
Mickey Pryor, what do you think about this? Mickey Pryor, in this situation...
Yeah, but
B,
does it count if he doesn't answer?
Too good. All right. Who will be the grumpier one as a grandma?
B. Smith.
B. Smith.
Yeah.
I reckon Ash would be pretty grumpy. She's got a bit of attitude.
She's got
does.
the longer she's here, the more attitude she gets. Though.
Yeah, I don't know
like-
why. She's not working, living in the sun. Like, please.
That's why she's living in the sun. She can't handle it.
All right. Who's more likely to use the word yeet?
B. Smith.
Yeah, I'd say B as well.
I don't think that.
I don't know.
It'll
If Ash
mean
used
something
it, I
else.
wouldn't know what she's
Yeah,
saying.
It means something else over there. Who could eat more chicky nuggies?
Ash.
I feel... I don't know.
Do you know what a chicky nugget is?
Yeah, chicken nuggets.
Okay, good. Just checking.
But B. Smith told me the other day.
Just chicken.
B. Smith told me the other day that she won the
the hot dog
eating contest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So don't know.
She ate like 24 hot dogs in 5 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
something ridiculous. I think it was 10, so let's settle down hooks. But anyway,
Is that
she won.
including the bun?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just bread.
It's not just
Oh,
What
yeah,
else?
okay,
What else could it be, mate?
Oh, like, it's
No,
not like
it's
it's
not a
actually a
piece
bun
of
bun.
bread.
It's just a like tip top. Yeah, Wonder White.
Thank you.
I gotcha.
See, I know that, right?
All right. Whose car's cleaner?
Oh, I said, I've seen their lockers.
I might go Ash Mac with that one.
Yeah, I'd probably go Ash as well.
Hers is oh no, she's not a hire car anymore. It's her car, so it might be an absolute rabble.
Little green machine.
Okay. Who's more likely to fill up on free tasters?
B. Smith.
B. Smith, 100%.
Stingy, eh?
I'm going Paris for that one.
Yeah, Paz. Paz.
All right. Who's more likely to get suspended?
Ash Mac.
Ash. Oh, I don't know. B's suspension would come from a verbal altercation.
Yeah. Or like behind play.
Ash's would be like an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash would be like she accidentally drove someone's face into the ground. B's would be like she purposely drove someone's face into the ground.
Yeah.
B's a B, she
And then
held it
chirped
down.
him afterwards.
Ash did it. B held it. Okay, last one. Whose voice is deeper?
Ash Mac? I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
It's hard with the accent, isn't it?
It is hard with the
Makes
accent.
it seem sweeter, like a little elf.
Because B. Smith has, not really a high pitched voice, but I don't know.
Oh.
I thought B. Smith had a deep voice.
Oh, just put
Yeah,
in a
I would have
guess.
said B. Smith, yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what was the question? Deeper.
Ugh.
Voice deeper.
Can't wait to have you
deeper.
back on
Yeah,
again
yeah.
next week.
Yeah,
sweetie.
it's gonna be good. So good to have you back. Oh no, but honestly, this has been good fun. It is good to have you both in here. Hooks, you've been a great guest. Swanee, there's a reason we took you off. It's been good fun, girls. So thank you for joining us, and I'm sure that we'll get you both back on here in no time.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And to all those listeners out there, I will be back next week, so make sure you tune in. Sorry that it's been a couple of weeks to come, but
She's coming in to drop her dad off and then going, but that's cool.
we'll be on the hub potty.
Yeah, we'll get that potty going in the hub. So
Yeah,
we're
that'd
not
be
going to miss a beat.
2
this summer.
weeks.
Every day.
Episode
every day
day.
release.
Every day.
Yeah.
Can't wait. You're up for it, Thumper. All right. Well, it's been great. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode and the Soph Mac intro because that's always fantastic. And we'll be back with more soon.
Dana Hooker, don't play with knives.